Hi, we're Laura and Dan. We've bought a beautiful rustic Portuguese barn and have literally zero knowledge of building and farming, but plan on converting it into a beautiful off-grid homestead. Follow us on our journey. Late last night we had 3 IBCs delivered to the bottom of our driveway. It was pitch black, but we decided to move them 20 metres up the track so it wasn't blocking the road.
So this morning our plan is to slowly move these 3 IBCs all the way along the driveway, which is a long driveway, all the way to the top of the land, which is going to be a fun old trip, because last night when me and Laura were pulling these, I'm having to do a few shuffles to get them up to the top of the land, so I'm looking forward to bringing these all the way to the top of the land.
We found shuffling them along to be the best method. The IBCs are very awkward to carry, so we move them a little at a time. The reason why we have to carry the IBC so far is because the access to our property isn't great at the moment and still needs some work. This is a project for another time. For me, this was a very tough job. We'd had some hard news and everything compacted just made it a bit intense for me. I find that hard work brings up a lot, and this was one of those days where I just had to persevere.
How are you finding moving them down, Laura?
I've got no words, it's pretty difficult.
It'll make you have muscles on Brussels.
We've finally got the IBCs onto the land, but now we need to carry them all the way up to the top of the land. So we've got one going to the top by the outhouse, that's going to take the rainwater in from the roof, and then 2 of them are going to go midway up the land, and they're going to be for like irrigation purposes for when we start growing our own fruit and veg.
Laura's having a little snack break in between fitting our IBCs into the correct position. Are they ripe?
Just about. What it is.
Nice. I feel like they're ripened a bit too early. Maybe it's because of the heat.
I don't know. I thought September was normally the picking season, but I really don't know. But
Is it nice?
yeah, it's just about right.
First apple off the tree. One of many.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
We've got the first IBC now in place. The reason why we've put it here, it's in the mid-terrace, so what our plans are is to have the bottom terrace for growing. And obviously this is at a higher elevation than the bottom terrace. So we've put this one here, so we can have like irrigation going into the crops, so we'll be able to water them like through gravity. So we've got another one to put up on the other side of this terrace, and then we're going to have another one to put up to the top of the land. The second IVC is now in place. we're thinking if we find any more pallets, we're going to raise it up a bit higher, sitting on some more pallets just to get more gravity taking the water down. But yeah, I'm really pleased with them. So we've got one more IBC to move, and it's going to be the longest. It's going to take the longest. This has been a very difficult job, I'm not going to lie, but we'll hopefully only need to do it once, unless we need any more IBCs.
Come on, Laura, last one. We've got this.
Do it.
Come on. 1, 2, 3. Ah! So eventually the final IBC, for now anyway, is in place. So now what this is going to allow us to do, it's going to allow us to be able to collect rainwater, which is really crucial. So I'm now going to be able to finish off the guttering, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pipe on the guttering here, bring it down on a T angle, bring it down, and I'm going to put some mesh on here so that leaves and little bits and bobs can't get in there. And then the water will be in here, and then eventually the water will be able to be used for the shower, which is going to be really crucial. Now with the IBC in place, the next job is to take this tubing, which I have here, that is connected to the water pump to take water inside to the log cabin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole at some point in here, and I'm going to be connecting this water inlet into the IBC. And then, like I said before, eventually once this fills up with the rainwater collection, the water pump will be able to draw water into the log cabin so we can use it for showers. So the next job to do, now that the IBCs are all in the correct position, what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be cleaning out the IBCs, because some of the IBCs have a little bit of a waft to them. It's nothing to worry about, the food grade, so we're just taking precautions. It smells like it has some kind of mustard in or something. One of them smells like pizza, the other one smells like mustard. We like pizza and we like mustard, so it doesn't bother us. So anyway, we're going to clean them out, and we're going to use some vinegar, and we've got some bicarbonate soda to put in. And we're just going to give them a thorough wash out and wash them a few times just to make sure that they're okay to put some clean water in.
I can smell that from here.
It smells like my nana's socks.
I don't think it smells like that. We've got our bicarbonate of soda, we've got a white vinegar brush and some water, so we're ready to clean them.
So as we were just pumping the water there, and I noticed how Laura had the correct footwear on.
Who needs them wide-footed shoes when you can just, like, when you have big gaps, can just poke holes in shoes and make them wide-footed anyway?
That's the true off-grid life, isn't it? If you haven't got, what they say about off-grid life, if you haven't got holes somewhere, then you're doing it wrong.
And I've got plenty of holes.
So now that we've got some water inside of the pump, the squirt pump, whatever you want to call it, the squirty pump. We're going to pour some of this water in, and we're going to do one run of water in the IBC just to start, because as you can see inside there's a little bit of tomato sauce in there. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to do one run and we're going to see how that goes, and then we're going to use the bicarbonate soda and the vinegar and give it a proper rinse out.
Big bad storm is rolling in, by the thunder and the wind. Ain't nothing ever gonna be the same. These April showers don't change a thing. Ride for you for 20 long years. Damn you, Heather, you still ain't here. You ain't my mother anymore, and I don't feel sorry for you.
Laura's in an element with this job.
Yeah, my favourite job cleaning out an IBC.
Laura, didn't you say before that you were going to try and scoop this out and put this on some bread later?
No, definitely not.
After doing a few more shuffles and trying to look like we know what we're doing, the IBC was starting to smell fresher. And if the next vlog's not out in 2 weeks, you know that the tomato sauce and bread got to us.
Got to get them last little drips off. So now that we've done the first run of putting the water through and we've given it a good scrub, well, Laura give it a good scrub with the brush, do a second run and we're going to use the vinegar and the bicarbonate soda to give it a real good flush out.
Now that we've got that solution just simmering in there, we're just going to let it simmer for a bit. Now we're going to go down and start cleaning the other IBCs. I think they're in a bit of a worse condition than this one, so we've saved the best till last. Now with the IBCs done, what we're going to do is we're going to go crack on with other jobs. So what we're trying to do is we're just trying to figure out how long the pipe we need to cut is, because we need to have a pipe that goes from here into another L joint and then coming down into here. So we're just kind of figuring out how long it needs to be.
So because the hole needs to be a lot bigger than the biggest hole cutter that I've got, what I'm now going to do is I'm going to take my jig around and make it a little bit bigger, just so that the surface area is a lot more larger for when the water hits and it comes through the filter, that it can make sure that enough water is getting inside of the IBC.
So now the rainwater collection's finally completed for this outhouse build. We plan to have a few more rainwater collection spots on the land, and as we continue to develop the land we'll put them in, but the first one's in and it's a big win for us, so yeah, super happy.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a test of the water and we're going to make sure that it runs cleanly and smoothly into the IBC. Oh baby,
That sounds
that's
promising,
the sound
doesn't
of
it?
pleasure.
Nice.
That's when a plan comes to work.
Love it.
Great success.
It's such a good feeling to know that your plan is worked out and it's all working properly, because there's nothing. We've had loads of jobs before where we've planned everything out strategically and we've come to test it at the end and it hasn't worked out. So it's a good day when something actually works out in the end. So very chuffed.
Yeah, it always makes a massive difference, doesn't it?
It does.
The amount of jobs that we've done that hasn't worked out, that you don't get to see on the camera.
Yeah.
But this is one of them that you get to see because it works out.
The next job was to start prepping wood for our winter fire supply.
Basically sorting out kind of the smaller bits, all the like little bits that we use for the offcut of the log cabin. But I'm not going to be using a lot of these for firewood because I think a lot of these are still very good valuable wood. So what I'm doing is I'm sorting out the small bits that are non-usable, putting them in this here, take them down where the firewood's going to be stored. And I'm going to keep all these bigger logs for projects for the cladding that needs to be continued inside. And there's a few little odd bits and projects on the outside that need to be cladded off just for weather protection. And then also these will come in handy for building fencing, for building other projects and stuff. But for now, this is the firewood, and I'll be taking it down soon.
I can't wait till we can have a fire.
Me too.
Be nice. I took the opportunity to go get some pine cones for our firewood supply. I love how there's a pine forest by our property. It gives us the best of both worlds. Our land is farmland, but it's so nice to have a forest to walk into. We've come down to our nearest river just to take a break from working on the land, and we're going to take a dip in the water, and what I want to do is I want to make some jewellery later, so we're going to have a look for some nice stones or crystals I can use to make into jewellery. To make things entertaining, we decided to make a little competition. We set a 5-minute timer to see who could find the best crystal or stone. I need to beat down because if I lose, I'm never going to live it down. Come on. Is there anything good here? I don't know if that's good enough. It's going great. How is it going over there? No, I'm chill. This one's quite dainty. This might make it a nice necklace. So I've come back to the van for the grand reveal since it's so windy outside, so do you want to show yours first?
I'm interested to see who's the winner on this one.
Well, you talked a big game outside,
I did.
So let's see.
I did get it just to get a sneak preview of some of Laura's there, and I think I've lost already, just to be honest.
Oh, you're not so confident now.
I'm not so cocky now.
Go on
so
then.
we're going to see.
Show us what you got.
Okay. Some nice ones there.
I don't know which one to go for.
So if you have to pick one, what one are you going to pick?
Can't really see the colours on the camera that well, but I think I might go for this one. Let's see what you've got, Daniel.
So I'm going to reveal my rock in my pocket.
Is that a rock in your pocket? Is that it?
Do you think you could wrap that, Laura?
I could try. Oh, yeah, it'd be good. You'd need to have that around your neck. That'll be good.
So basically why I picked this rock is I'm going to put it in I'm going to tie it around Laura's neck and put her in the water. So me real rocks.
You gotta pick one, remember?
I get to match them up now. I already know what
That's
one
not fair. Yeah, you get an advantage over me.
Oh, so I think it's going to be, for me it's either going to be this one here, because I like this one, I like white ones, or this little small one, or maybe this one. This one, because it's a better shape to wrap. So I think what we should do is, Laura, I think we should take them both home, you wrap them, and then we'll decide which one's the best one when they're wrapped.
Okay.
We put the loosened rocks back by the river and we decided to take a dip to cool down before we headed back. To get my own back on Dan, I decided to give him a dunk in the water. Now it was time to wrap the stones.
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighed.
Wrapping stones into jewellery is a very therapeutic process. It can take hours finding the right way to wrap the piece so it holds tightly in place. I find it's a beautiful way to remember the places we've been by wearing a part of it.
If I posted a letter,
Tonight we played about with our night vision goggles. It's a great way to see wildlife moving along the edges of the property. It's amazing how much is moving around us in close proximity at all times and we don't even realise it's there. Once you look at the stars through night vision goggles, you'll never see them the same way again.
What am I supposed to do? If you are not the one for me, then tell me now what I could do.
Oh, crikey, guys. You're not going to believe what's out there in the bush. It's another YouTube troll. Oh, we can hear him from here. He's complaining. He's moaning. He's groaning. He's out there in the bush. We can smell him. Oh my God, look at him.